Thank you so much for being here. I am Eric Ozempa, the Executive Director of the Longmont Community Foundation, and thank you for being at our annual Grants Breakfast. Today we celebrate your efforts in the community. Today we are providing $205,000 to community organizations. Thank you very much for everything you do. This is our annual tradition that launches our core purpose of granting monies in the community. We do this in partnership with our donor advisors, and last year with their help, we granted out a total of $915,000 for the entire year of 2015. And of course, with all special events, there are always people to thank. So bear with me, of course, we've got many people to thank. These include our donors, volunteers, business partners. Support of the foundation is made possible by the donors and business partners, Live and Give Longmont partners. Our silver and bronze partners are Burden Incorporated, High Plains Bank, Longmont Downtown Development Authority, Longmont United Hospital, True North Insurance and Financial Strategies, Mountain View Orthodontics, and St. Vrain Rotary Club. Will you please give them a hand? And our gold partners are First Western Trust, Golden Triangle Construction, Guarantee Bank and Trust, Main Street Investments, First National Denver, and U.S. Bank. Again, would you give them a hand? And then finally, our platinum partners are UC Health and Seagate. Again, we appreciate their support too as well. I also want to thank the Plaza Conference Center staff for their help this morning. I also want to thank Debbie Adams for her excellent photography. And of course, Tom Lewis, who's in the back doing our videography for this morning. And then Angelo Ambrosia for his glass awards that we will be passing out a little bit later. I also want to welcome our local dignitaries. We have council members Joan Peck, Holly Christensen, Bonnie Finley, Jeff Moore, and then also we have a representative from the Times Call, Brett Calwood, too. So thank you so much for being here this morning. And as you know, we have a grants committee that helps do the assessments of all the organizations each year, and we are so grateful for their support. They spend a large amount of time wading through grant proposals and meeting with us in the early mornings at 7:30 on Tuesdays on a weekly basis for about 10 to 11 meetings. So please hold your applause until I read off all the names. Dale Bernard, and actually if they could stand too, if they're able to. Dale Bernard, Linda Bittner, John Caldwell, Karen Capricioso, Drew Deppler, Lauren Greenfield, Gregorio Gutierrez, Dave Maruziak, Eliberto Mendoza, Sam Knapp, Kathleen Norris, Tony Pickett, Rick Sampson, Phil Schell, Ann Shai, Susan Shirley, Sandy Swiderski, Katie Weiser. Please help me salute their contributions. Finally, I want to thank you for all you do. I see the passion in your service to Longmont and the St. Vrain Valley each and every day. This passion comes out when I visit with Lisa Searchinger as she describes the struggles the homeless are encountering in our community. Eliberto Mendoza and his passion for helping people move people to self-sufficiency through the Circles program. Sindra Dietz of EcoCycle, passionate about educating kids on our environment. Jessica Kuhlman, who revived a struggling arts center. Bruce Weiner at Bridge to Justice, who left a large legal firm so he could provide civil legal assistance to low-income families. Then there are those who are the more seasoned and passionate champions. Of course, I'm not talking about age here. Marta, the Burro Moreno of El Comite, causing ruckus for the purpose of giving a voice to the marginalized. Faye Lamb, advocating for those with mental health issues through a drop-in center called Soft Voices. And my high school friend Carla Hale, who dares anyone stop her from serving a meal to a senior. All of you are involved in bettering our community in some way. To the board members of these organizations, I salute your involvement. You work hard to help your organizations and attend numerous events, and you represent your organizations well in the community. As an example of why we do what we do at the foundation, I want to share a video we received through our Longmont Legacy granting process. As some of you may know, we do video proposals for some of our grant applications. Those include the Longmont Legacy, Quarter Fund, Silver Dollars Fund. We ask that organizations contribute videos that the organizations or their fund holders can actually review. This is an example of one of those videos.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hello, Longmont Legacy Fund. My name is Matt Eldred, the Executive Director at TLC Learning Center. Here at TLC Learning Center, our mission is to provide in a fiscally responsible manner comprehensive early childhood education and therapeutic services to help each and every child reach his or her highest potential. Today I've got Ezekiel and Tito with me, and they're in our infant room. At TLC Learning Center, we serve children from birth all the way through age 12 in therapeutic services. And in educational services, we've got kids just like these guys all the way up through 6 years old in our educational services. We provide services for about 72 children a day in educational services, and right now about 205 kids in our therapeutic services program. We're asking the Legacy Fund today to fund $2,000 to help us continue to provide these high-quality services for kids just like Ezekiel and Tito every day here in the Longmont area. Thank you again for your consideration, and we hope to hear from you soon.
I love that Ezekiel was trying to run away the whole time that Matt was trying to make his appeal. So thank you so much, Matt, wherever you are, for that wonderful video. And again, that's just a small sample of the videos that we receive each and every day. I shouldn't say each and every day, but each and every grant cycle for those video proposal applications. You can actually go on our YouTube channel and you can look at some of them if you'd like at your leisure. They're really quite entertaining. I know somebody else who would have appreciated that video, and that was Carla O'Boyle. To those of you who knew Carla, she was just such a wonderful person. We lost a champion in the community when Carla O'Boyle lost her fight with cancer. She was not only a dear friend of mine, but an advocate and spirited pain in the you-know-what when it came to advocating for those less fortunate. She was a longtime employee of the St. Vrain Valley School District and truly exemplified the art of teaching that went well past the classroom. Carla was the president of the St. Vrain Valley St. Vrain Community Council, and under her leadership, the SVCC significantly grew and now numbers 40 human services organizations. To honor Carla, the annual Nonprofit of the Year Award the Foundation presents each year at the Longmont Chamber's annual meeting will now be renamed the Carla O'Boyle Nonprofit of the Year Award. And again, we're really thankful for the Longmont Chamber to make that happen. Like Carla, I know that each and every one in this room cares about Longmont. We will help in any crisis. We will come to the aid of those in trouble and need. It is our caring that is at the center of our being and the center of this community. I know Carla would have wished our community to stay engaged and friendly. On your tables, you will see, or your chairs actually, you would have seen a flyer for an event we're doing April 13th, called The Belonging Revolution. It is actually with Chief Mike Butler and Dan Benavides, community leader. They'll be presenting their findings from their door-to-door visits. Each Sunday, they actually go out and knock on doors in each neighborhood and ask people what they think about Longmont, how they feel about getting involved in the community, how do they want to be involved in the community. And it's through this work that they really want to engage people and getting them involved in our community. And we hope that you'll be able to join us on the 13th, and if you can, you certainly can talk to Virginia in our office. I can just hear Carla saying, Eric, this is such a great event. Do you want to pass it along to SVCC? Absolutely. Thank you so much, Carla, for everything you do, and that's exactly what my reply would have been. I'm here to be a resource and help you the best that I can. So if you need to meet with me or you need us to help you facilitate anything, please call the office. That's what we have, an open door policy. We are not an ivory tower foundation, and we rely on you all to let us know what's going on in the community. Though I prefer to talk about Carla or your work in the community, I hope you will allow me a few minutes to provide an update about our work at the foundation and some of the great work that the board is engaged in, the volunteers are engaged in as well. And I promise to be brief. Here are some highlights. As I said before, $917,000 worth of grants last year, 25 new charitable funds for a total of 151 funds at the Longmont Community Foundation. These new funds include the Meade Scholarship Fund at the Meade Community Foundation, funding activities for education and also residents and activities of the town of Meade. Longmont Ignite, our charitable fund for startup businesses. Now imagine, if you will, a Shark Tank for new businesses. Much nicer, though. Working with Tinkermill, Ignite members hear pitches from startup businesses and grant monies for these projects. They even get this really cool, snazzy logo, too. Silver Dollars, not to be outdone by the upstart younger generation of Quarter Fund, Silver Dollars was founded by a group of passionate 55-plus-year-olds to help fund issues affecting those 55 and plus. Longmont Cultural Events Fund just granted out $10,000 to various community events in Longmont, including the Asian Pacific Association, Prospect Soundbites, Longmont Museum, and their summer concert series, and Intercambios Fiesta. And a number of generous families and individuals have also created funds, and we are grateful for their support. And as a convener, one of our other key pillars, we provide trainings or brought in trainers to discuss planned giving, grant writing. I personally met with boards to discuss roles and responsibilities and facilitated planning meetings and focus groups. Our conference room has hosted countless strategic planning events and, of course, is available for nonprofits to use, so by all means, use it. Our board does not actually meet in our conference room. They prefer to actually go out in the community, and each month they will meet at nonprofits. So if you would love to have a visit by our board and a board meeting, let me know, too. We can also arrange that. We help pay the rent, so a group of veterans displaced at the loss of Veterans Helping Veterans could continue to meet at the Yellow House on Terry Street. We helped the Longmont Theater raise $18,000 to relight its marquee. In 2016, we'll be assisting the City of Longmont remodel the Lashley Fire Station. Now that sounds a little odd. I'm actually not going to go over there and swing a hammer, but we are actually opening the doors to other funders and seeing if they will provide support for this project. And I'm also excited to hear about Bridges Village with their senior housing project too, and have worked closely with them as well. The smaller rewards are also out there. Last year, we had the shelf. I was very passionate about this shelf and still am passionate about the shelf, and I know Virginia can attest to that. And thanks to Edwina Salazar, we received a new stapler. This year, we're grateful to Frontier Business Products and First National Denver for the new copy machine in our office, and this has been wonderful. And Frontier Business Products has really helped us. Long ago, we actually used to have just an inkjet, and we were trying to print out grant proposals. As you can imagine, I had to take them over to a printer. It was like boxes upon boxes of stuff, and it was a lot of money. And so in walks Frontier Business Products and Robert Moore, and he says, hey, I've got a used printer. And it was just a godsend. I know that it was pretty darn exciting for me. So. And all of these efforts, I might add, are completed by the involvement of a 14-member board, 3 staff members, and an amazing group of volunteers. And we even decreased our operating expenses 17% from 2014 in the process, and 31% from 2013 levels. Finally, we welcomed, and of course, last but not least, we welcomed a new board member, Don Allspaw, to the Board of Trustees. Don, are you around here? We want to recognize you. There he is. Thank you so much. We are already busy in 2016. Scholarship Director Marjorie Weibel is immersed in scholarships and committee meetings, and she converted those bulky applications to our online system. Technology, it's a good thing. Saving lots of time for student applicants and committee members at the same time. We attained GuideStar Gold status with the help of Program Director Virginia Duncan's efforts, and we opened our socially responsible investment strategy, and we welcomed the In-Between Endowment Fund as one of our newest funds, and the UCC Longmont Fund into our family of funds. Finally, through a contest that saw 68 entries, we rebranded our endowment to the Live and Give Longmont Endowment, an effort to grow this funding source to provide you all with additional funds for now and forever. Here's a short video while you enjoy the rest of your breakfast on Live and Give Longmont, and then we'll go to one of our former Board of Trustees, Bob Sarche, in just a minute.
Longmont has grown in a friendly way, a responsible way, and I think working with businesses, with the schools, it just makes it a community that everybody can find something to appreciate about it and enjoy and really celebrate why they live here.
When I think about Longmont is people are engaged. You know, they're involved in their community.
Longmont has been everything and more than we've ever thought it would be.
It's a great small city, evolving, ever evolving. It's not staying small in agriculture, but it still has that wonderful small town feel.
We're looking for a place to raise our children. You're thinking about the school systems and just all the things that go on in Longmont. It was just a wonderful little town.
So although it's a small town, Longmont has a lot to offer. It has great parks and recreational facilities. They also have a very close-knit community, so I found that that was a good network for families and kids.
Longmont feels like a small town. The folks who live here and work here and support our work are some of the most giving and caring and compassionate people that I've ever had the pleasure to work with.
The diversity, the vibrancy, the people we have here, it's just not too big, not too small.
Gem of the Front Range. There's a lot of things here that you don't really see up front. It's a small town community with a big heart and a bigger community feel.
Supporting local nonprofits builds a better community and improves the quality of all of our lives.
When someone gives, it allows us, our nonprofit, to create some of those opportunities. On a habitat site or volunteering in a soup kitchen, you get to know people. It can be an uplifting thing, it can be an active thing.
I think the community benefits by the nonprofits. I think the value of the community is in those that it supports, particularly prides itself in taking care of those who perhaps aren't able to take care of themselves as well as others. To me, just makes Longmont such a better place to live.
It resonates when we see people who are in need. Charitable organizations give us a vehicle to reach more people.
Being part of the nonprofit organizations and volunteering your time ensures the sustainability for Longmont. So we are all part of this community, and helping others to make sure that they can also succeed is one of the things that's very important to me.
An organic entity like a community, in order for it to grow, you need people that are involved with its feeding and care, and I think that the nonprofits here are really committed to doing that.
I think when people look to Longmont and realize that this is a great place to live and work, not just because of the views, I think people are going to realize it's a nonprofit community that I think is pretty close-knit. And being a part of the nonprofit community, we all help each other, work with each other, and try to build each other up. And because we know their success is going to help everybody else's success.
We're going to live here, but we're going to own it. We're going to claim it, and we're going to give to those people and organizations that are either less fortunate we are, or that are on a mission to raise us.
Live and Give Longmont to me embodies the probability that everybody can be involved. You can actually make an impact at any level.
Live and Give means supporting your local community and caring about your neighbors, your friends, and the people that you walk alongside. Social change starts at home, and supporting local initiatives and supporting your community really means that you care about where you live and you're willing to support.
You should support your own community. In some of the fundraising initiatives, it's give money to this or give money to that, but with Live and Give Longmont, it's more about the people that live here participating and helping their own community grow.
I think people just need to realize that they have something to offer, and there's so many ways to get involved in this community.
We just continue to take care of our neighbors and each other, and that's what a community does.
I think we should all, like I said, contribute to this pooled resource. I think the benefit is that the impact that you can have for even improving homelessness. I mean, housing is becoming more and more challenging in our community, and so anything that you can give can really make a big impact.
I think get involved, get to know what's going on here. I think there's enough initiatives and enough efforts everywhere going on within Longmont that you can find something for everyone, whether you're a patron of the arts or you're committed to education, solving homeless problems, helping the community grow.
One thing we can do is care about our community and about everybody that makes up our community and everything that makes up our community.
Thank you. I want to give special kudos to Tom Lewis for doing the video, and again, also kudos to the individuals who actually participated in that. We actually didn't script them at all. We just asked them some questions. And I am impressed with their answers and impressed that they didn't need a teleprompter like I do. All right, here to give us his perspective of Live and Give Longmont Initiative is former Board of Trustees member and chair of the Live and Give Committee, Bob Sarche.
I don't know how I got in that video with all those good-looking people. I'm proud to be involved with the Longmont Community Foundation Live and Give initiative. We're rebranding our core fund. It's a little bit beyond that, and it's Live and Give. I've got a little bit about the live part that I wanted to share with you. I was employed by Continental Airlines in about 1966, and I lived in Los Angeles. I owned a house there. I stayed there about 3 years before I decided, my wife and I decided, we needed to relocate. We were not at home in California. She was from Greeley, and I grew up on a farm out east of town. So northern Colorado had a bit of an advantage in this, but the potential was to live anywhere west of the Mississippi. It could have been Texas, it could have been Missouri, could have been Nebraska, could have been Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona. We got it down to two places, Tucson, Arizona, and Longmont, Colorado. And you know who won. And the reason was probably the same Vrain Valley school system, and this just looked like a good place to raise our children. And we have been here for about 48 years, and we are very, very happy with that choice. So here we live. I don't think many people had a choice like that, but that was our choice. We're looking to improve Longmont with our Live and Give initiative. Funding from Live and Give will help fund the work and charities of our community today and in the future. Live and Give is a movement to give where you live, obviously. Each year, the foundation grant receives $400,000 in requests, and he just told you we're going to hand out $200,000. So we didn't quite cover the need, did we? The current Live and Give can only fund a part of it. So each year, our breakfast is grateful for the involvement of our donor advisors. But we want to raise $2 million to put into our core fund. And I don't know if you know how it works, but you give out 5% a year, so it means $100,000 would be added. So if we had this in place, the $2 million, we wouldn't be talking about $200,000 today, we'd be talking about $300,000. So this is our incentive to do it, and it won't be done in a day, but this is just a target. Strangest thing, if you put a target up, somehow it happens. If you don't have a target, it doesn't happen, does it? There you are. You'll see some of our stickers on the tables, and I encourage you to take those home, put them on in your car, on your business place, your bicycle, or even your backpack. That's fine. If you want to know more about Live and Give, you can talk to me, you can talk to our board members, you can talk to Eric, call the office. We'll all talk about it. So that's my little blurb this morning. We want to initiate a fundraising of $2 million for the Live and Give Fund. I don't know why, but they let me be the chairman of it.
All right, moving right along. Thank you, Bob. Really appreciate all your help and service to the foundation over the numerous years. A little over a year ago, actually a little over a year and a half ago, a small group of concerned 20-somethings started a giving circle called Quarter Fund. With the Longmont Community Foundation, they found a good home. We provide some back office support. And each member of Quarter Fund agrees to pitch in an annual contribution of $100 and contribute some volunteer time. This effort was created and founded by Taylor Epskamp and has grown from 4 members at an initial meeting at Left Hand Brewery to now over 35 members throughout the county. They still do their quarterly meetings at breweries. Pretty cool meeting, you know. I can't complain because I get to go because I kind of buy the first round of beer maybe sometimes. So, but anyway, a good meeting, a little different than a lot of the grant meetings. And since inception, they give out each quarter $500 to worthy organizations. It's impressive to see their growth and to see how they're involved in the community. Whenever somebody disrespects the young, I'm always quick to point out that this group is the exception to the rule, and not really to say that I'm disrespecting the young. I have a teenage daughter. Actually, she's 21 now, and so yes, I see some of those things sometimes. But anyway, but this group is fascinating to me because the first meeting, right off the bat, I thought, oh, they're going to pull out their laptops and their tablets and their phones and everything, and they're going to just be constantly on their phones. No, they were the group that was like, let's talk about the issues and let's discuss and have a robust discussion. They put away all of their technology. I was just fascinated by that. So this morning, the Longmont Community Foundation wishes to recognize the Quarter Fund for their efforts in the county. This is a great group of 20-somethings doing things for the greater good. I love the pictures here again. There's their meetings, and then Lee over there is talking to a llama. I believe that's a llama. I'm not sure if it's a goat or a llama, but anyway. They went to visit a llama or a goat cheese farm because that's one of the organizations they gave money to. So I want to invite Lee and Taylor to come to the podium and accept the award for philanthropic excellence from the Longmont Community Foundation. Thank you so much.
So I'd just like to say that even though this award is going to the Quarter Fund, a lot of the credit really goes to Eric, who from day one has been so supportive of our growth and incredibly generous with his time and energy and just general excitement about us.
Thanks. And just to point out, Taylor is the founder, but Lee Shear is the new president of Quarter Fund. So this is what's really cool about this group too. It wasn't that Taylor decided that he was going to be the Grand Poobah forever and ever. They have recognized that they want to do a transition of leadership because, again, it is a 20-something group. So, you know, sorry, we're all, for the most part, a lot of us are too old to be in this group. So, but it's but it's neat to continue that growth and recruiting new members. It's excellent. So, thank you.
Well, and our goal is to raise $25,000 for our endowment. So you'll hear from us about fundraising in the future. Thank you, everyone, for all your support.
All right, not to be outdone by the younger group. We also have a giving circle for older adults, the Silver Dollars. They have grown significantly since their intro meeting last fall. What started out as a tiny meeting with founders Mary Callahan and Susan Weiser has grown to a great group of 15 within a matter of 5 months. And they have received a generous anonymous donation of $5,000 to seed their fund right off the bat. Today they are kicking off our granting with their award. And here to present that award, making her way to the stage, is Susan Weiser, also a member of the Silver Dollars.
Thank you very much. Our recent focus for our second round of grants was mobility for seniors. And the beauty of the grant that we're about to give is that it was not given to an organization that specializes in seniors, but rather an organization for the general public that saw that they could fill a need for seniors. And am I actually announcing this, Eric? Very good. So I don't know, I was looking at advanced
See,
slide and
right
all
here it
this
says
other stuff.
Kicking off the grants. No, kidding.
It's a bifocal issue. I'm sorry, I can only do so much bifocal-wise. So I am pleased to make this presentation, oh yes, to the Boulder County Fair. And this will pay for them to acquire the use of a golf cart to transport seniors so that seniors can be part of this family activity annually, the Boulder County Fair. Thank you.
All right, and here to speak a little bit more about the foundation is our president of the Board of Trustees, Roy White.
Okay, I know you want to get straight to the handing out of the grants, but I want to thank a few people here. I want to thank the Grants Committee for their commitment to the community and to the foundation. And there's a reason I'm the president here, because it's too much work to be on the Grants Committee. So those people put in a lot of effort, and I really appreciate your commitment to the foundation. I'm fortunate to work with the dedicated and hardworking Board of Trustees and our staff, and before I add to the news of the foundation, I want to take a few moments to acknowledge them now. First, our Board of Trustees. We have many of them in the audience today, so hold your applause, but I'd like them to stand up as I read them off. So, Matt Zavala, our Vice President. Dale Bernard, Treasurer. Sam Knapp, Secretary. John Gaddis, immediate past President, who he says is the best job there is. Dawn Alspaugh, Monica Baldwin, Brad Douglas, Jan Kanemoto, Kristen Koval, Sonia Marrero, Jeff Nading, Susan Shirley, and Susan Weiser. So thank you for your support of the foundation and your commitment to your time. I also want to acknowledge the founders and former members of our board that are in the audience today that have played an integral role in developing and shaping the foundation. So Bob Sarche, who you already met, please stand, and Fran McCarty. Are you in the audience? Hope so. Couldn't make it. Okay. Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you for being with us today and for your generous service to the foundation. And on behalf of the board, I would like to acknowledge our, great staff and our dynamo, Eric Kozempa, who really is, I don't know how he does it all. Our scholarship director, Marjorie Weibel, and our program director, Virginia Dutkin, right over there. So I'm privileged to add to the grant ceremony with the presentation of 2 awards. Okay. The first is the Your Story Award. This award is provided to the nonprofit that submits a photo and short story, only 500 characters, and the applications are judged by a volunteer panel, and the winner receives exposure on the foundation's Facebook page, website, and Twitter account, as well as a $350 grant. All right. This year's winner is There With Care. Please come up. While you're coming up, I'll tell you their story. For families with a critically ill child, the day-to-day obligations can become overwhelming. Parents worry about getting their sick child to treatment or having time to shop for groceries or preparing a meal for their other children. There With Care steps in to provide a wide range of meaningful and fundamental services, individualized to support the whole family, the patient, siblings, and parents, with compassion and care. This gives a family more time to be there when they are needed most. So accepting the award for There With Care is Christina Olson. Christina? Congratulations. The next grant award is from the St. Vrain Valley Basic Needs Fund. This fund was created by 2 anonymous donors to help fund organizations that focus on what the name suggests, basic needs. This year, the Longmont Community Foundation is proud to award a grant of $30,000 from the St. Vrain Valley Basic Needs Fund to the Our Center for their capital campaign. Elaine Klotz, Development Director for the Our Center, is here to accept this grant.
Thank you to the Longmont Community Foundation for your many years of support. And wow, that's a wonderful way to make me speechless when I'm supposed to give a little speech here. Thank you, Eric, for giving us the opportunity for a brief update on our campaign. We are so excited to be nearing the completion of our new service center at 220 Collier Street. I hope you've had a chance to drive by to see the transformation taking place on 3rd Avenue and the former lumber building into a facility that all of Longmont can really be proud of. Likewise, our services will be transformed to help individuals and families more in their move towards self-sufficiency through more in-depth case planning, building deeper relationships with those we serve, and in partnering with many other organizations. We will also expand our reach through FlexSpace for other agencies to better provide support for our program participants. To date, we have about 840 left to raise, actually 810,000 left to raise out of a total of $4.7 million to complete our capital campaign, and there are still many ways to give. We are also excited to announce that as of February, the Our Center was designated as part of the North Metro Enterprise Zone, which not only highlights our efforts towards economic development, but also means that donations to our campaign may be eligible for a state tax credit of 25% to the donor. We have sold 3 of the buildings on our main campus, and we're leasing those back so that we can continue our service operations until we move. Renovation on the new facility is scheduled to be complete in mid-June, so we are looking forward to moving this summer. Please watch for more information on our opening activities. We are very excited to welcome you all into our new home. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, and here's Eric, who will get the grant started. So thank you very much for coming.
You know, look at how tall this board president is. Holy cow. Wow. Okay. All right. So, just a moment. We're going to start the flurry of grants. This is how it works. We distribute funds from our Live and Give Longmon funds, donor-advised, designated, field of interest funds. Many of these grants are made possible by the generosity and support of many of our donor advisors. They include Anonymous Fund, actually there's 3 anonymous funds or individuals or families who prefer to remain anonymous. The Allison Fund, the Bernard Family Fund, the Thomas P. and Betty Lou Brock Fund, the Avery and Mildred Caldwell Fund, the Chapman Family Fund, the Delbert and Dorothy Reddington Fund, the Floyd and Catherine Oliver Fund, the Stuart and Sharon Golden Fund, the GTC Community Fund, Stephen Holmes Fund, Home and Wolf Family Fund, the Howard and Mary Allen Fund, Ed and Jan Kanemoto Family Fund, Ed and Connie Lehman Community Cares Fund, the Lehman Fund, Live and Give Longmont Funds, the McCarty Charitable Fund, the Charles and Carol Miller Family Fund, the Nading Family Fund, Norris Family Fund, the Raymond and Mildred Sarche Family Fund, Silver Dollars, St. Vrain Valley Basic Needs Fund, St. Vrain Conservation Fund, Ken and Kathy Winter Family Fund, and Ken and Kathy Winter Field of Interest Fund. Thank you so much, and would you give them a round of applause too, because some of them are here. Okay, so for those of you who are new to our breakfast, you're probably thinking, oh gosh, if everybody goes to the podium, how long is this going to take? Trust me, it's not going to be long at all. So what we're doing is what will happen is we're actually going to have readers call your names out, And then we're going to have people find you in the audience. You want to come up to this general area over here, and people will find you and hand you an envelope. So that's how it is done really quickly. So, all right. I need Marjorie Weibel, Monica Baldwin, Virginia Dutkin, Roy White, Susan Shirley, Dale Bernard, and Matt Zavala to report for duty over on this side. Now, Dale, you're also going to be reading too, so you're going to have to balance that. But anyway. Now let's invite Grants Committee member Eliberto Mendoza to the podium. He's going to get started with Arts and Culture Awards. And Sam Knapp also will be joining him too.
Eric chose me to do the arts and culture because he knows I'm a human service guy, and this is a little out of my comfort zone, but I want to thank everyone. I have the privilege of presenting the arts and culture category this morning. I'll ask that you hold your applause until we've announced all the awards. So I'm going to start with Arts Longmont, $12.50 for general operating support that helps Art Longmont ability to provide support and promote local artists and arts organizations. Art Walk, $750 for general operating support. The Asian Pacific Association of Longmont, $250 for general operating support. The Firehouse Art Center, $2,500 for general operating supports. Longmont Corral, $500 for general operating support. Longmont Jazz Association, $250 for general operating support. The Longmont Museum, $1,000 for support of the museum's Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead programs. Longmont Symphony Orchestra, $1,250 for general operating support. The Old Gallery, $750 for support of 2016 performing arts programs. The St. Vrain Historical Society, $4,000 for general operating support related to preserving the history of Longmont and the St. Vrain Valley. Join me in giving an applause for this group of wonderful organizations.
I'm Sam Knapp, and I'll be presenting the Civic Awards. First up is the Boulder County Fair, $1,250 for support of the Kids Corral. Boulder Emergency Squad, $500 to help purchase infrared camera used in spotting wildfires. The Bravo Fund, $1,000 in support of Giving Circle that helps the disadvantaged. Calwood, $500 in support of environmental education programs for the St. Vrain Valley children. Colorado Horse Rescue, $1,000 to support the Horse Care Fund, hay and feed, medicine, and vet expenses. EcoCycle, $1,500 in support of EcoCycle's Green Star Schools program in the St. Vrain Valley school system. The Greenwood Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, $1,250 for operations costs such as specialized food and medical supplies. The Honor Flight, $1,000 support for World War II veterans from the St. Vrain region to travel to Washington, D.C. and visit the World War II Memorial. Latino Task Force of Boulder County, $500 in general operating support. Longmont Emergency Unit, $500 of support for emergency services to the St. Vrain Valley. Longmont Friends of Feral and Abandoned Cats, $1,000 in support for vet care, cat food, and cat shelters, and other medical care as needed. The Longmont Humane Society, $4,250 in general operating support to assist with the shelterment of homeless animals at the Humane Society. Longmont Sister Cities, $250 in general operating expenses related to travel and transportation of students to sister cities. Thorn Nature Experience, $2,750 to support in-school environmental education programs to the St. Vrain Valley School District students. Please help me congratulate all the civic grantees. And now here's Dale Bernard, who will present the education grants.
Thanks, Sam. So these are the grantees who are receiving grants in the field of education. Born to Read, $4,500 to provide books for newborns at Longmont United Hospital. Casa de la Esperanza, $4,300 to support their after-school and summer education programming. Crossroads School, $1,500 for operations of school for students with behavioral and/or academic issues. Education Foundation for the St. Vrain Valley, $1,000 in general operating support. Family Garden, $1,034 to support free community groups for parents, and children. Front Range Community College Foundation, $750 to help support scholarships for Longmont students who are pursuing a degree or certificate in a technical field. Hispanic Education Foundation, $3,000 for support of Returning Scholars Program. I Have a Dream Foundation, $3,028 to support positive future programming for the Longmont Dreamer class. Junior Achievement, $600 for support of business skills programs in the St. Vrain Valley schools. Longmont High School Education Foundation, $1,000 for purchase of Bluetooth-enabled keyboards for students in business classes. Seeds of Hope Charitable Trust, $12,000 to support tuition assistance at St. John the Baptist Catholic School in Longmont. TLC, $6,500 in support of early childhood education programs. Wild Plum Center, $4,400 to support full-day child care classroom expenses. Please join me in congratulating this year's education winners. And now, here's Lauren Greenfield, who will present this year's Health Awards.
Good morning. My name is Lauren Greenfield, and I get to present the Health Awards. And here to help me is Dave. Thank you. Boulder County AIDS Project, $1,000 in support of BCAP's Longmont services. Boulder Valley Women's Health, $1,000 to support subsidized healthcare services to Longmont patients who experience economic, language, cultural, or other barriers to accessing healthcare. Dental Aid, $2,000 to support the Longmont Clinic to help low-income and uninsured Longmont residents eliminate oral disease and infection. Planned Parenthood of the Rocky Mountains, $750 for the Family Planning for Teens and Adults program. Rocky Mountain Cancer Assistance, $1,000 to support services to low-income patients in the St. Vrain Valley. St. Benedict Health and Healing Ministry, $750 for funding healthcare clinic at the Hour Center and other St. Vrain Valley locations. True Community Care, $1,250 for support of the Patient Care Fund that helps cover the cost of physical, emotional, and spiritual care for the uninsured in the St. Vrain Valley. And please help me to congratulate this year's health grant recipients. Thank you.
My name is Dave Maruziak, and I am going to announce the Human Services Awards. A Woman's Work, $4,150 to expand support for those in need. Agape Family Services, $2,000 to support the sheltering of homeless individuals in Longmont. Aging Services Foundation, $500 to support programs for older adults in Boulder County. Alternatives for Youth, $1,000 for general operating support. Association for Community Living, $1,250 to supply families with the tools they need to advocate effectively for themselves through a person-centered approach. Attention Homes, $2,400 to support services to young in crisis in the St. Vrain Valley. Audio Information Network, $500 to support radio reading programs for the blind and visually impaired in the St. Vrain Valley. Blue Sky Bridge, $2,250 of general operating support for intervention, advocacy, and prevention programs. Boulder Shelter for the Homeless, $1,400 to support general operating expense, including the key programs which serve approximately 150 Longmont clients annually. Bridge to Justice, $500 to support the neediest clients in the St. Vrain Valley. Bridget's Bounty, $1,250 in support of low-cost garden summer camp in 2016. Children First of the Rockies, $750 in support for the Parent Education and Safe Services programs. Colorado Friendship, $2,000 to support the backpack food program that provides healthy food for the weekend for the St. Vrain students and their siblings. Colorado Immigrant Rights Coalition, $500 in general operating support. Community Action Development Corporation for the Circles program, $750 to support Circles campaign, an effort to help people become self-sufficient. Community Food Share, $9,000 for general operating expenses in support of food, procurement, and distribution. Please help me celebrate these recipients.
I'm Linda Bittner, and I will work on the rest of these. The next one is DART, $1,000 for support of the Date Smart Healthy Relationships Program. El Comité, $1,750 for general operating support for El Comité's mission of helping disadvantaged families in the St. Vrain Valley. Emergency Family Assistance Association, $500 for support of the Atwood Shelter in Longmont. Habitat for Humanity of the St. Vrain Valley, $3,900 to support Phase 2 construction of the Poplar Grove Development Project and a home for 7 families. Hope, Homeless Outreach, providing encouragement, $5,400 for support of Hope's nighttime street outreach program for homeless individuals. Imagine, $1,500 for general support of Imagine's services to Longmont individuals with development delays or disabilities. Immigrant Legal Center, $500 to help provide low-cost legal service to immigrants residing in Longmont and the St. Vrain Valley. In between, $5,000 of general operating support to provide services to the most vulnerable homeless families and individuals who suffer most in our community and lack access to resources. Intercambio de Comunidades, $1,400 of operating support for the Longmont office, which teaches English language and life skills to immigrants. Life Choices Pregnancy Center, $1,500 for support of outreach to St. Vrain Valley students. Longmont Community Justice Partnership, $1,000 in general operating support. Longmont Meals on Wheels, $6,400 in general operating support for Meals on Wheels services to the elderly. Lions Emergency Assistance Fund, LEAF, $800 in support of LEAF's food pantry program. Mountain States Children's Home, $3,900 in general operating support that enables at-risk children to have a second chance. Our Center, $9,426 for support of the Our Center's basic needs programs and/or capital project. Out Boulder, $500 of general operating support for LGBTQ services in Longmont. Real Choices Pregnancy Center, $600 for general operating support. Rocky Mountain Victim Law Center, $1,000 of general operating support to help those in the St. Vrain Valley. Safe Shelter of the St. Vrain Valley, $2,750 to provide programs which comprise an integrated, comprehensive system of in-house and outreach programs and services necessary to address the emotional healing, safety, basic needs, and self-sufficiency of all individuals affected by domestic violence. Second Wind Fund, $1,000 to support suicide prevention programs for teens and young adults in the St. Vrain Valley. Soft Voices, $3,000 to support Soft Voices Drop-In Center, a place for those with mental health challenges. Sunshine Club, $1,000 for general operating support. There With Care, $1,000 to support services to children and families during the critical phase of a medical crisis. VIA, $1,350 to support transportation and mobility services for Longmont residents. Voices for Children, $2,000 to provide court-appointed special advocate services to abused and neglected children in Longmont. YMCA of Boulder Valley, $4,750 for youth development programs. Please join me in congratulating the Human Services grantees. Now I'll turn it back over to Eric, and I'm going this way.
Thank you all. Thank you, Dave, and thanks, Dave, for letting me tease you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Linda. Thank you to our readers, and you're done. Thank you for all you do.